Leroy Learn Defense Industries. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today what I'm going to talk to you about is caliber selection, okay? This is in the tactical community or the firearms community. This is some of the greatest, biggest, most heavily debated things out there. We're going to cut through all the BS on this real quick, okay? Most modern calibers will perform well. Will some calibers perform better than others? It's kind of hit or miss, all right? Will a 45 destroy everything in the room and your whole lineage and your very soul? And a 9mm just be shrugged off? No. Is capacity the only thing that matters in the 9mm? No. Okay? Caliber selection is a very intimate choice. Are there some good calibers? Very good. Are there some very bad calibers? Yes. Okay? Do the research. And I know some of you are thinking, oh, this is the research, but the research. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of it. This should be taken with a grain of salt and everything else. You need to do a lot of research. Okay? This could be the biggest mistake you make in your life, or it could be the best 20 minutes that you spent researching this. I'm not telling you this video is going to be 20 minutes. I'm just saying that 20 minutes worth of research could save your life or could cost you your life. If you're going to get into self-defense scenario training or self-defense, you're going to take that responsibility that I'm going to carry a firearm, that I need to be protected. If you're going to take that responsibility, then you need to take the 20 minutes to make sure you're carrying a good enough firearm to get you through that fight. All right, sit tight. All right, guys. What you see before you are the most common calibers here in the United States. Starting down here at the smallest and weakest of the crew, it's a 38. Okay, that is just a round nose, 380. I'm sorry, 380. Next one up is 9mm. Okay, this is the next one, which is a 357 SIG. Next one is a 40 cal. And the last one here, it's 45 ACP. All 5 of these rounds are commonly found in semi-automatic pistols. Each one of them is a very capable round in its own, in and of its own right. The absolute bottom floor of this is the 380. Okay, 380 is a very weak round compared to the other ones. The hollow points of these rounds generally do not penetrate far enough inside of ballistics testing to be considered a viable round. That's why a lot of people when they carry these, they carry them with the round nose or full metal jackets, non-expanding round. Next one up is going to be a 9mm. 9mm are great rounds. They are very powerful. They come out at a very fast velocity. This one here is 1100 feet per second. It is 135 grains. That's how much the bullet itself weighs, not how much powder is in it. This is a Hornady round. It has the red polymer insert on it and is a critical duty. This round, it was specifically designed for a purpose, and it performs it very well. The next one up is a 357 SIG. Okay, the 357 SIG was designed to duplicate the power of a 357 Magnum, which is a revolver round, inside of a semi-automatic pistol. It takes a 10mm case neck down to a 9mm bullet. What this does is it gives it incredible velocity. If you see right there, it's got a shallow hollow point cavity, and it also has a bottleneck on it. What that bottleneck does is it allows for better feeding, makes the round more reliable, and it gives it more case capacity to push that bullet out faster. This round is very popular in law enforcement. Secret Service carry this round. Air Marshals carry this round. A lot of federal agencies carry this round. There's a lot of state police that carry that round. Not here in Pennsylvania, but the Virginia State Police I know carry this round. They loved it, haven't had any issues with it. It's very good at penetrating harder barriers, even out of smaller barrels. There was a gunfight out in out west, one of the western states, where the officer was carrying his issued 45 and carried a 357 SIG as a backup gun. He was engaging a enemy target inside of a big rig truck. His 45 was not able to penetrate the siding of the truck and engage the target, so he pulled out his 357 SIG backup piece and was able to end a threat with that round. Next up is the 40 caliber. Okay, 40 caliber is a very popular round here in America. It's gaining more and more popularity all the time. Some firearms instructors don't like it. Much like the 357 SIG is a very brutal round on your firearm as well as yourself. This one here is a 180 grain gold dot. It is a bonded bullet, which gives it very good barrier penetration. This round is victorious because of the FBI. The FBI basically in 1980s got in a massive gun battle with the old 9mm and 38 specials and were completely outgunned in the firefight. The bad guys, Platinumatics, were able to kill several FBI agents, wounding several others. The FBI said that the 9mm wasn't any good at the time, and in all honesty, it wasn't. Basically, back then, the only thing a hollow point was they would take the full metal jacket, chop off the nose, and call it a hollow point. Within the first few seconds of the firefight, the bad guy was shot with a non-survivable wound from a 9mm, and was able to continue to fight for several minutes after that. We'll get into that discussion later on. FBI then did some testing, came out with decided to switch to the 10mm. Well, the problem with the 10mm is it's an extremely difficult round to control the recoil on. So they came up with a 10mm light. Well, the guns were still too big and causing this problem. So they got with Smith & Wesson, and Smith & Wesson came up with the idea of cutting down the 10mm and putting it in a 9mm frame. Focus there. And the result is a 40 caliber. Drawbacks to the 40 caliber are about the same as the 357 SIG, like I was saying before. They're extremely brutal on your guns. You're not going to get as many rounds of the 40 cal and the 357 SIG through your firearm as you are a 9mm. Okay, 9mm. You look at some of these Glocks that are out there that have been running 9mm for years and years and years and years. The 9mm will go 100,000 rounds through a firearm, no problem. The 40 and the 357 SIG, you do not have that. As much as people would like to say it is absolutely physically impossible to get that many rounds through these firearms for different reasons. Anybody that says otherwise, they're full of it. Okay. Next up, this 45 ACP. This is the big boy. Okay. This one has its own lore to it. Guys that carry this round, they are definitely in a breed of their own. 45 ACP is a phenomenal round. This is a 230 grain HST, and if anybody has seen a 230 grain HST opened up inside a ballistics gel or any other types of media, it is absolutely devastating. This round will shred whatever it touches. It is a big bullet. It is an absolute humongous bullet. Again, this is kind of just a brief overall of everything. I'm going to break this down the next couple weeks, and we'll do each round individually, its pluses, its drawbacks, but just kind of give you a brief overview. 45 ACP, one of the biggest drawbacks of it is its size. Due to the size of this round, it generally has a much less capacity than the 9mm and even the 40s and the 357 SIGs. The positives to it is, look at this thing. It's absolutely massive, and whatever it hits, it generally puts a really big hole into it. It's also one of the easiest firearms to suppress if you want to get into that line of thinking and thought. All of these right here, like I said, are very capable rounds. The 380, again, like I said, it's a very weak round, but if you're going to carry a 380, you got to practice with shot placement. Shot placement is going to be king. 9mm, very capable round. If you listen to the tactical dogma that's out there right now, 9mm is the only round you should be carrying. The only one you need to worry about. Forget the rest of these things. 99999. Okay, well, 9mm is a very great and capable round. It's not the end all. It's not the be all. It's not the only round that matters. All right. The rest of these rounds all have a very general and very good specific purpose. Like I said, 357 SIG is an excellent law enforcement round. It penetrates phenomenally. The biggest drawback to it is its price. It's very, very expensive to shoot. The 45 ACP it's still a phenomenal round. It's been around as long as the 9mm, and it has a very big following, especially inside the 1911 carriers. 40 caliber is an up and coming round. It's like the 357 SIG. They're both newer rounds, but it's very phenomenal. It will do whatever you need it to. It's supposed to be the compromise between a 40 and a 9mm. Or sorry, the 45 and the 9mm. Does it do everything that a 45 and a 9mm does? No. Is it pretty close? Yeah, it's pretty close. Would I feel outgunned from a 40 to a 9 or from a 9 to a 40? No. Obviously depending on the threat. But any of these rounds will do the job that you need them to do. Personally, I would stay away from the 380 unless you're been carrying a very, very small gun. That's the only gun you can carry just because of how small it is. That's really where the 380 comes into place. The rest of these things are your better calibers. For your first firearm, or for your second or whatever, stick with these four. 380, like I said, it's a good round, but as more along the lines of a backup gun, or you're going to the gym and you're going to carry a very small gun in your pockets or whatever. That's where a 380 really comes into play. The rest of these are where you really generally need to look into: the 9, the 357 SIG, the 40, and the 45. Personally, out of all these, that's my favorite round right there. 357 SIG. It's a phenomenal round. It's like I said, it does have a lot of drawbacks. If you know how to mitigate recoil, you're doing good with it. Other than that, this is what I carry: 9mm. Great home defense round. If you don't have to worry about the capacity of the situation, the 45 is a great home defense round. I carry a 40 in every single day of my life as well, just because it's a great law enforcement round as well, but it also is a great civilian round. But like I was saying, with any of these rounds, you won't be out undergunned. All right, do your due diligence. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys later, and have a good day.